it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with a try a chapter TBR jar pick. Let's get into it. If you are a regular watcher of our Book Hangover Live Drunk Show, then you already know that we went through and picked a whole bunch of stuff from our TBR jar that we decided we were going to put on our August TBR. And then we were like, one book isn't enough. Let's pick 5 and do a try a chapter of TBR jar picks, which I feel like is a good idea. I have my 5 slips. I've been like protecting them from my fan for weeks until I could do this because we did the drunk show quite a while ago. Today is August 6th and we did it what, like on the 20-something-th of July? Anyway, I have my 5 picks right here. We're gonna go through them. So first up we had Queen of the Tierling, which I've unhauled. I don't think I even read it. I just decided it wasn't gonna be for me. I don't actually have this one. There's also another one, which is Off Campus book number 4, which is The Goal. And the whole try a chapter premise is to read the first chapter and see if you want to read it or not. I'm already on chapter 2, so I'm already like a little ways into this. I just checked on my Nook actually before I sat down to film this, and I am on chapter 2. So I already know the beginning. I can't tell you anything about it because it's the 4th book of a series, and even though they're companion novels, it follows a friend and a female that show up in the other stories. So if I tell you the premise, like, it will spoil the other books a little bit, because like the girl that's involved in this story is also involved with some of the other male characters in the prior books, and you don't really know what her storyline is going to be. And then in this one, you know, like prologue in chapter 1 what's going on. And if I tell you, it will ruin things. So I'm not going to. But I can tell you, I do not love the guy that this follows. Out of like all the guys that are in this friend group, I don't like him. B, do not like the woman that this follows at all throughout this entire series. C, don't really love the plot line that it's going with. I'm probably going to finish it at some point. Am I going to finish it right now? Looking at these books, maybe. These aren't promising books, so I don't know. We're gonna wait and see. It's a quick one at least. Like, I know it'll be a fast read, I'm not really interested in it. Next up was The Bane Chronicles, and I have that right here. So if I'm not mistaken, these are novellas in here. Like, these are all short stories, and I like Magnus Bane a whole lot. The first story in this is what really happened in Peru, and it's from pages 1 to 50. I don't think I want to read the whole thing. Oh my god, there's a little bit of graphic novel in here. Alright, so I've got to read the first chapter of this, and then I will report back. But I also want to show you the other books that I have, and then I'll start with this one though. Next up was The Boy Most Likely To, which is this. The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick. For Tim, it wouldn't be smart to fall for Alice. For Alice, nothing could be scarier than falling for Tim. But Tim has never been known for making smart choices, and Alice is starting to wonder if smart is always right. Chapter 3 starts on page 15, so I'll probably read chapters 1 and 2 of this particular one when I get to that point. And then the next novel is 1984 by George Orwell, which has a bookmark in here, literally at chapter 1. I never started it, but I had every intention to and then didn't. Do I want to read a classic in August? Not really, because I already have a classic on my August TBR. It is a children's classic. But do I feel like reading this right now? Probably not, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know how compelled I am towards these, and I don't think I like The Goal. So we're going to go out for these 4 books. I already read The Goal, so again, can't tell you anything about it. Didn't love it. Don't love the premise of the story. So I'm going to go read the first story of this, or the first chapter of this, and then come back to you. And then I will read this and come back to you. And then I will read this and come back to you. And we'll see which one of these is going to end up on my August TBR. I'm nervous. I'm scared. That's why I kept picking 5 books, because I was like, I don't want to read any of these. But I got to read one of them. It's up in the air, guys. I'll be back in a bit. So I am back with the first book, and the first one that I read was a little bit of this, The Bane Chronicles. I got to page 14. There was like a little bit of like a section break because this doesn't actually have chapters within the short stories. It's literally just the short story. So this was a 50-page short story. I got to page 14. I didn't hate it, but it's not enough to get like a feel for it. For only 50 pages, it's just kind of, a whatever story. I mean, there's a couple characters in this one that I know, but it's been so long since I've actually read anything from this world that I don't know them that well. And obviously 14 pages in, I thought I would be like a little bit more invested in the story because it is only 50 pages, but it's just Magnus Bane in Peru doing random Peruvian things. It's not bad. It's not great. I don't know how invested I am. I feel like I'm interested in some of the later stories. I just don't think this particular story is like that exciting to me, at least not yet. But I feel like some of the stories in this could really intrigue me, so I'm not giving up on it, but I'm not like enthralled by it yet. But I feel like this could also be like a really good read for August because I could just throw a story in here or there. So I'm not giving up on it just yet. I'm gonna go read The Boy Most Likely To next, which is just about a troubled kid. It feels like it might be new adulty, but I'm not sure if it is or not. So I'm gonna get into it and I'm gonna let you know. I'll be back. All right, so now I have officially read The Boy Most Likely To, and I have a little flag in here at chapter 3, which is page 14, or technically 15. I didn't feel like putting a bookmark in here because I don't think this is going to be the one that I read, and I think I might look up the reviews for this, and if I don't see anything on there that intrigues me or like people that I trust that have read this, I might just unhaul it. Because in the first 2 chapters, we learn that the kid that Tim is 17 from an incredibly wealthy family and has had issues with alcohol. So he's in rehab, he's in AA, he also had an unhealthy addiction and relationship with sex, and he is moving out of his parents' house and into a garage apartment at 17, and he has 3 months or 4 months or something to get his life straight before he turns 18, and they cut him off from all of his money. I don't care. There was also like really strange like sentences. Hold on. There was like something about like he never cared about me and now he's all up on can't remember when I started drinking his watery scotch, but it was well before my balls dropped. And then he said something else like about his balls, and it was my father never cared about me and now he's all up on my balls. And now he, hold on, where is it? Because it was really stupid. I forget where it was. But there was multiple like instances of him talking about his balls, and then like talking about his sister and how he has a twin sister who's like the goody two shoes and smart and gonna get into college, and how nobody can see her crazy, but like the crazy is there. I think there's also like kind of alluding to the fact that like her secret was like a bloody stain on the floor between us. So I think like his sister is like probably a secret cutter. I don't know. But in general, like 2 chapters in, I already see like problematic asshole-ish behavior and a rich kid with like no incentive to change until he probably meets this like sweet down-to-earth girl and he tries to change for her. I just don't care about a 17-year-old hot mess. And the language was already absolutely ridiculous. Not that it's not something that a 17-year-old be thinking, but he's like, my mom barges into the room without knocking first, which is really risky behavior when you have a 17-year-old horny son that lives there. I'm like, no. I don't know. We're going to see how 1984 goes, but this, I think I might just unhaul this unless the reviews are like astounding. So I'm going to check those when we're done here. I'm going to go read 1984 now. We'll see how this one goes. All right, so I'm back again, and I have George Orwell's 1984, and I got to page 14 and I just stopped. This is not broken down into chapters. Chapter 3 is on page 200. Chapter 2 is like a solid 100 pages in. I can't do this. I'm going to show you a close-up of a page. I hate this. I hate everything about it. It's basically just like one dude like narrating this through his like own thought and then like journal entries, but I'm going to show you one of the pages. This reminds me already of the writing style of Uprooted, and I can't. I'll go insane DNFing this. There's no way. Like at 14 pages in, could give 2 shits, and this is what I'm looking at. So look at that page. This is 2 paragraphs on a page. This is a whole paragraph. Are you shitting me? The paragraph starts here and ends here. It's more than a whole entire page is a paragraph. There's no dialogue. I'm still just scrolling. Okay, here we go. Page 48 is the first time that there are quotations, like any quotes, any dialogue, any conversation with another person that's not just straight blocks of text. I'm not reading 48 pages before I get to a conversation. It's not going to happen because then I can scroll through and I could see this is an entire paragraph. This is an entire paragraph that leads up until here. This is an entire paragraph that leads up to here. This is an entire paragraph. This entire page is an entire paragraph. I will go insane. Like, insane. I have anxiety. I have, like, tension is building up inside of me already just thinking about this. I'm not doing it. I am DNFing this because I know just maybe I can do the audiobook, but I cannot physically read that book. I will go batshit crazy. It's a formatting thing for me. I can't handle it. There's no way. So I'm going to look up The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This has a 3.78. Jane gave it 3 stars. Jane Lindsay. Jane from It's Jane Lindsay got this as an ARC. It's the sequel to My Life Next Door, which I've not read. Yeah, I don't know. This is Garrett. I guess the friend in this is the, I don't know, the main character from the first one. I got nothing. One of my friends rated it 4. Somebody else rated it 4 that I'm friends with. Heather from Bookables rated it 4 stars. I don't know. So a couple people did actually rate this like 3 or 4 stars. I don't know what to do. I'm so conflicted because I legitimately, like, starting this, I don't care. But this is not what I'm reading. This is being unhauled. This I'm not reading right now. It seems like it's a sequel. It doesn't say anything on here that it's a sequel. Tim Mason was the boy most likely to find a liquor cabinet, blindfold it, need a liver transplant, drive a car into a house. Alice was the girl most likely to, well, not date her little brother's baggage-burdened best friend, for starters. Yeah, I don't care. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to unhaul it. I'm going to take my little flag out and I'm going to unhaul it. I'm sorry. I have so many books I want to read. I genuinely do. I have so many books that I want to read. This is not one of them. I don't want to do it. Unless, if you tell me that I'm so wrong, maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right now, that's not happening. So that means it's between this or the goal. I could probably run through the goal, like, no problem, really quickly. I genuinely don't care about it, but it also completes the series. And I feel like I need to complete some series. Like, it's sitting on my Nook. I could just finish it and be done the 4 books. Because it's just sitting there. And I have really been enjoying reading on my Nook. So I think I'm going to read this. So I will do that. Plus it's like smutty sexy time. It'll be an easy one. I'm going to do that one. So there. We have what won the trio chapter for the TBR jar pick. None of them are great. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to take The Boy Most Likely To and throw it away. Queen of the Tearling has to get thrown away. 1984 has to get thrown away. Off Campus doesn't have to go back in. The Bacon Chronicles I will put back in there for another day. And there you have it. The trio chapter TBR jar pick. I'm going to probably relook at all of these and determine if I really want these books in here or not. Like, a part of me is like really happy that it makes me pull out books that I forgot about. The other part of me hates that I have this because it's books I don't want to read right now. It stresses me out, that jar. But we're going to go from here, see how we do, and I'll check back in with you guys at some point during the 2-week vlog wrap up and let you know whether or not I read this in the beginning half of August or the end of August. Regardless, we're reading it. We'll see how it goes, and I'll talk to you guys later. If you liked this and my suffering and my pain, definitely give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.